Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox, where we talk about all things Xbox from the original to the Series X. And today we are talking about Arcade Paradise, which released August 11th, 2022 for all major consoles including the Series X. It was published by Wired Productions and developed by Nosebleed Interactive. Arcade Paradise is an arcade management simulation game that just dropped onto Xbox Game Pass. And as of now, I have sunk many hours into it and wanted to give you the lowdown on my experience with it. In Arcade Paradise, you take over your dad's laundromat with a few arcade games in it. But over time, you use these arcade machines to expand into your dream arcade, eventually building up to have the best arcade around. This game has an odd gameplay loop, but I actually think it's what makes this game really addictive. Daily, you have simple tasks to do at each of your arcade cabinets. Doing these tasks will get you upgrades along the way. You manage your cabinets to get money, to upgrade your business, and sometimes do laundry along the way. Arcade Paradise never runs out of things to do and always sets you up with a goal so your gameplay time never slows down to a halt. However, it is worth noting that the laundry tasks felt a bit repetitive and could have been a bit more varied to maintain some excitement, but it does fit the game's goal of trying to get out of a boring business in order to reach your dreams. The biggest allure of this game is that every arcade machine is fully playable. It's not just a management sim, but also a collection of mini-games. Each arcade cabinet pays homage to real-life counterparts, adding a sense of replayability and relatability. Surprisingly, many of these minigames offer depth and challenge, going beyond simple and short experiences. It honestly brought me back to my childhood of going to play arcade cabinets at the local theater or places like that and being excited to try out every single one of the various games available, game hopping from one to the other. Unfortunately, I grew up in an age when arcades were dying or were already dead, but with this game it feels like reliving a time gone past. One standout example of a great arcade game here is an Outrun knockoff that plays similarly to the classic racer. Along the way, you're going to collect coins to upgrade yourself, and it pushes you further, adding a layer of depth and progression that wasn't there with the original Outrun. There's a Bubble Bobble inspired puzzle game that feels endlessly replayable, feels just as good as any other Bubble Bobble. There's air hockey, which is pretty simple but fun. There's a knockoff of Kicks where you build the lines to cover up more of the screen, and this version is extremely hard. There's Shmups, and there's even a Dance Dance Revolution style game. Each minigame has its own set of unique goals to achieve, and whether it's completing every level, achieving high scores, or just fulfilling specific in-game objectives, you're going to have a lot to do. And this constant sense of progression and multiple tasks to tackle keeps you engaged without any downtime. There are some tough goals here too, so don't expect a cakewalk. Some of these games can be tough or grindy, but luckily, just like any arcade, you don't have to play one game. You can get up and go to another and play something completely different. The sound design in Arcade Paradise is impeccable, with each game having its own fitting soundtrack, and the overall ambiance of the arcade is on point. Graphically, the game does its job well. While the real-world environments may appear basic, the team behind Arcade Paradise has done an excellent job of giving each of these games its own unique style and visual flair. From the Atari grid-inspired attack vector to the 90s style beat-em-ups reminiscent of the Genesis era with games like Knuckles and Knees. You can expect something visually distinct with each arcade cabinet that you visit. Arcade Paradise offers an extensive and endlessly playable experience. I personally achieved every achievement in this game, and it took around 40 hours, and it was a blast from start to finish. If you have Xbox Game Pass, I highly recommend downloading this and giving it a try. Even if you're not typically a fan of management sims, I know it can be a tough genre. The variety and retro gaming appeal of Arcade Paradise will undoubtedly hook you if you love older games. Don't miss out on this gem of a game. I really think it's worth playing. And that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like and comment below with any arcade memories or if you've played this and you've enjoyed this. But I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.